Years since Kenya gained her independence, has a lot of stories, some of them untold, and specifically here in coastal region in Mombasa. This is where most of the trade used to happen because of the Indian Ocean. Right here we're outside Fort Jesus, a fortress that was built in 1593, I believe, if I'm not wrong, and it used to play a critical role in terms of slave trade because of the sea that used to facilitate travel and a lot of so many things that really happened here, Smriti. And here with me is Allawi Azbein, probably to just paint a picture of what really happened, what transpired since he first came to understand about what happened here in Fort Jesus, because I understand he's been here for the last 20 years working as an administrative officer. Azbein, you're live on NTV. Just from your point of view, tell us about the history of Kenya.
The history of Kenya is indeed a very interesting history. Many Kenyans don't know that the coast region or the coast people were the first people to fight against the aggression of the colonists. Remember, in the 15th century we had the arrival of the Portuguese. The Portuguese were on their way to India, but wherever they landed, they were trying to take care of their interest. That's what it is. But of course they came with a lot of aggression, and because of that our people resisted. The coastal people resisted. Prior to the Mombasa, they had already destroyed Kilwa, Sofala in Mozambique. And when our people heard that these people were coming, they had to get ready to fight them. And because of that, Mombasa had experienced a lot of wars against colonial rule or aggressors.
We've also heard of national leaders, among them the first president, Jomo Kenyatta, who used to love visiting the coast region. What do you understand of his visit? What did he used to come and do? What he used to love here in the coast region specifically? I understand he used to love Kwale mostly.
First of all, the late first president of Kenya, Jomo Kenyatta, had friends. And when I talk about friends, I talk about true friends. There's a gentleman called Bambaulo, somewhere in Wa, who was a very close friend of his. But what you need to realize is that all over the world, the coastline is the favorite place for holidays. We say Mombasa Raha, first of all. We have welcoming people, nice weather. We have madafos, which we use to quench our thirst. The coastal people are warm people, right? And when you come here, you meet warm people, you get the beaches, it's
nice food,
cuisine. And what you need to realize is that the coastal line has received and hosted visitors from Persia, from India, from the Arabian world, name it. The Dutch people.
Tell us about the first governor who used to live in Mombasa.
The old town of Mombasa is the first place for everything. We have had the first state house in Mombasa, the governor Mombasa, the first law court opened in 1902, the first police station here, the first government prison. Fort Jesus was a government prison in 1895 until 1958. We have had the first port for centuries here. So everything. I can say that the history of Kenya was planned in Old Town, because even the governor who was there, all these negotiations and everything that were being done, though the conferences were being held in London, the governor was based in Old Town of Mombasa. And up to now, the city of power of Mombasa County is in Old Town.
And lastly, there's still some struggles that are facing the coastal communities, especially to do with matters land. And it has been a very thorny issue. We've had politicians talking about it. Why are these people still facing these challenges 60 years after the independence?
As you may recall, as Kenyans, we fought for self-rule. And one of the pertinent issues that we were fighting for is land. And therefore, it saddens us as Kenyans that 60 years after independence we are still talking about land. Perhaps what needs to be done is we need the political will. That is, we are happy that there have been progress, but the idea of people grabbing people's private land or ancestral land, it's high time we stop this, because everybody is awake, everybody knows his or her rights, and therefore it is important, and I'm happy that the new government headed by President Ruto, I wish him well, and I believe he has the capacity and the ability to right wrong the things that have happened. So what I expect is that all the squatters at the coast will be able to be settled. The issues of land, in conjunction with the local leaders, that the central government will be able to solve these matters once and for all.
Well, thank you so much indeed. Smriti, there's a lot that still need to be told, especially regarding how the coastal region played in terms of assuring that Kenya gained her self-rule. But of course, also it is what also not noting that Smriti, today's celebration will be conducted at the Mamangina waterfront, expecting local leaders led by Governor Abdul Samad Sharif Nasir, and of course also the administration officials who will also be addressing locals. So we'll be on standby, and we'll have plenty more from this coastal town of Mombasa. Smriti.